Hey everyone, welcome back to the JavaScript course. So inside this video, we'll be looking into the object destructuring part inside of JavaScript. And if you find this interesting, let's get started right away. So in this video, we'll be looking into the object destructuring part. So inside my VS Code, I've opened up my index.html file, my style.css file, as well as my script.js file. So there is some basic boilerplate code present inside my index file and some basic styling given to the style.css file and a basic console.log message inside my script file. Okay. So now let's start exploring about the destructuring part inside of JavaScript. Okay. So basically in the previous video, we explored about how we can access the keys and values inside of an object using the dot operator as well as by making use of the for and loop. So over here, let's create a basic object here. Okay, so we're going to say const user equals to name. It's going to be John, and we're going to provide the age of 40 and then let's say marks of 100. Okay, so essentially this is a normal object. So let's say how to destructure this. Okay, destructure the values. So the way we do that is we're going to say const, we're going to say open up, we are going to open up the braces. We're going to access the name, and then we need the age, and then we also need the marks. So these are the values we require, and then we simply equated this to the user. Okay, so this is essentially the destructuring process. Okay, so over here we are destructuring the values from the user object. Okay, and this is the way we do it. So if you just want to check that out, let's console.log all the values. Okay, basically the name, the age, and then the marks. Okay, so save the file once. Let's come back to the console. Yeah, so there you go. We are able to see all the values, pretty much John, 40 and 100. So these are the values for these type of keys that is present inside the user object. Okay, so let's say we have another object inside of the user. So let's create a new one. Let's say const student equals to, we're going to say name is hello and age is 12. Let's say marks is 50, and then we're going to say roll number inside. Okay, so for roll number we're going to provide an object for that, and we're going to provide another value, let's say a random value, and we're going to say 50. Okay, so now let's try to destructure the value that is 50. So over here inside the user object we just had normal key value pairs, whereas in the student object we have key value pairs, whereas also we have a new object inside the student object that is roll number, and over there we are assigning the value of 50 to it. Okay, right? So we need to destructure this value. So the way we do that is we are going to say const. Okay, so firstly we are going to access the roll number. So that's the way we access the roll number, and inside the roll number we are going to access the value from that particular type, right? And we are going to equate it to the student object. Okay, so now if you console.log the roll number, the value, okay, we are going to get 50 in the console. So that's the way we destructure value from this particular kind of student object, right? So let's save the file once and let's come back to the console over here. Yeah, so there you go, we are getting 50 in the console. So let's say we want to access the remaining values, that is basically the name, age, and marks. So over here, after we destructure the value like this, it's going to be the same thing, right? It's going to be similar to the previous one. So we're going to say name, and we're going to say age, and we're going to say marks. Okay, so pretty much this is the way we try to access the values present inside of the student object. Okay, so now basically we have another example. So let's look into that. So firstly, let's create a new object. Let's say user data equals to name is going to be hello, and then age is going to be 40. Okay, so now we're going to create a new object. Let's say const result. Over here we are going to firstly give the name as, let's say, hi, and then after this we are going to spread the value, that is basically the user data that is present, and we're going to try to access this. So what it is going to give, okay, so it's basically going to concatenate these two values into this result object, and then it's going to give us in the console, right? So let's say console.log of result, and let's save the file. So essentially we should get name as hi, again name is hello, and then age of 40. Okay, well, since we have two same keys, it's going to use the latest key that it has used, okay, that is present. Okay, it's just going to give a single name and then a age of 40. Yeah, so name is going to be hello and age is going to be 40, right? Because since we have the same key name, that is, so over here also we have name, and over here also we have name. It's going to take this one and it's going to concatenate this thing, that is basically the age. So as we are spreading the value of user data, so that's the reason we are getting hello and 40 in the console. Okay, so I think that's it about the object destructuring and this example. I think that's it for this video. Let's see you in the next video, and then thank you for watching.